actually, it doesn't matter which Emirates. It's about just over 4 hours direct flights to Mali, the capital. Yeah. Domestic flight was just over an hour, crossing the southern equator, and then landing on Fuvahmulah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then here we are. So not a long trip at all.
Yeah, from Emirates it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's like only 4 hours. So
you should jump on a plane and get going.
Kathleen, you're really selling this. You're really selling this. Kathleen, you know that you're an inspiration to us women, don't you?
Well, thank you.
She's laughing.
Well, I just feel that you guys inspire me, and it just kind of eggs me on to keep doing what I love to do. I think truly it's like when you see passionate women being in this industry, is to kind of go forward and not just dive locally, but also go out and explore as well too. And I mean, why not come here? Because in the Maldives, it's amazing. I won't tell you how many times I have been here. So
I've been looking at your videos of tiger sharks, and you've got the fresher sharks there. Beautiful coral, the visibility is just insane.
Don't Chloe, I think I'm going there next year. I think I had a personal invite from Kathleen. Elaine, you're coming next year. Yes, because we love sharks. Who doesn't love sharks?
Yes, exactly. Please do come. Fuvahmulah is a local island, and we have some amazing people here. And we just love diving with the locals well too. So it's really amazing.
Tell us about the island. Like, when did you start the operation? How did it come about?
Over to you, Inah.
So I'm from this island actually. I was born and raised here. I became an instructor about like 12-13 years ago, I think. So I've been actually working around the Maldives for a while, and then this opportunity like came to open a dive center, and I don't think there's any better place than my home, right? Because we got everything here. So I opened a dive center, and right in the middle of COVID, or just before COVID, in February 2020.
Perfect timing, Inah. Perfect.
Yeah, March happened, but we managed to go through that 2020, and now we became one of the most successful dive center in the island. So that's what she's here.
Congratulations. That's so lovely to hear. What a success story. Yeah. And what do you think was part of that success?
Actually, I always say that, funny enough, the pandemic was the best thing that happened to me, to be honest. Like, because I was a spoiled resort employee who was like paid, very well paid, and everything done for you, and living in 5-star resorts in the Maldives for like 16 years. And when lockdown happened, everything closed, no tourists, nothing, and it gave me an opportunity to focus on the business itself, like things that, like skills that I didn't know before, like social media skills and marketing and all those things. I had time, because I was locked in the room, in the house, to focus and learn about it, and, applied it and test it and make sure I worked. And the other great thing that happened because of the pandemic for my business is I was able to, gather friends who I have worked in the past throughout my resort career, like the best employees that I have ever known, because everyone lost their jobs. So I was able to bring them here and, like share that this is my goal, this is what I want to do, like kind of convince them to stay on the island. Otherwise, if it wasn't for pandemic, they wouldn't come and stay on a local island, because they were also spoiled like me. But they gave me a great team that is focused enough, to to achieve same objectives. So I guess that's I think pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise I would be too lazy to learn or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
I think Chloe and I can't wait to actually meet your team.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You got a great team.
We will be there next year for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are
next
lovely.
year, next
Yeah, we've been
Awesome.
really spoiled with Inah's team. They're like so helpful, so friendly, and really knowledgeable. It's like when you do like the tiger shark dives, it's a whole different way. The first time I came, when I met Inah, I was on a liveaboard, so the experience was very different. And from now, I've learned a lot while we've been on the island. And I've been on this island.
Okay, we've got lost connection there. Chloe, can you hear me?
Carry on.
Yeah, I think yeah, so we met like when you were on the liveaboard, right? Your
Yes.
first time on the jetty here.
Yeah.
Actually, just random, right?
Yes, actually, one of our guides on the liveaboard said, "You've got to meet this guy. He's amazing. He did all the he's been diving on the island. He did all the photography and a lot of the videos that are actually have been marketing for actually another dive center at the time." And I was so impressed. And I've always believed that, you know, it's really important that we support like local businesses as well. And what a great guy we met. So here we are.
Oh my
So,
God,
I mean,
I'm so jealous.
it sounds like sharks is kind of the hot topic there. What type of sharks do you see generally? Or is there like a seasonal change?
So we have tiger sharks all year round. We see them almost every day. Yeah, you know, it's
lucky guy in the world.
It got like probably the healthiest tiger shark population in the world. More than 200 so far identified. And also we got threshers, very common. We see them throughout the year. And from, you know, like mid-August or whatever, from August to December, January or February, we see hammerheads, whale sharks, oceanic mantas, silver tips, what else? Black oceanic white tips, white tip reef sharks. Actually, we saw a couple of months ago a mako as well, and there was a bull shark, a young male bull shark hanging at the harbor with the tigers. So yeah, like it's endless, you know. There's
Amazing. Inah, what's your favorite shark?
It has to be tigers, right?
Seriously?
Yeah.
I like great whites.
Because,
I love great whites.
yeah, I was diving with great whites in Guadalupe last year, and
yeah,
I really like them. They're beautiful, they're massive, but you know, tigers, they got more personalities. I think it's probably I know them better, and I dive with them.
Like, shake hands with them, do you, when you meet them?
Yeah. Yeah.
They actually have a database of tiger sharks, and they because of their constant observation, they really had an opportunity, and you can see that in the briefings that we get as, you know, as a diver, how much knowledge they have of the ones that they commonly see, and their characteristics, and even like a little quirkiness, and like the Joker or Happy, Emma. So you'll need to ask him for these ones, because it's really incredible, and it just really makes you appreciate like why it's so important that we don't always fall for the myths, you know, and what the media says about sharks, especially tiger sharks.
Yeah. I know that the great whites, we when I was in South Africa, we actually were doing the dorsal fin recognition, So we would be busy drawing the ID of the shark by the dorsal fin, and then we'd get back and we'd look at the database, and it would be that was Emily, or that was Cassandra, or something. You know, we would know the name of the shark, and then we could identify it with different, like if it, you know, any markings or anything. So the databasing on the tiger sharks is really interesting as well, that you guys do that, because I think it lets us know as divers that that particular shark is still around, and also it kind of keeps us aware. So that's really, really good. Yeah. So you do it for tiger sharks as well?
What?
You do it for tiger sharks as well?
Yeah, we do it. Like we have a database. Yeah, like we do it collectively. You know, with another dive center in the island. It actually, they have been doing it for like last 4 to 5 years, and I just joined, you know, 2 years, 1.5 years ago, and kind of enhancing it right now. And there's so many data, like, you know, we have collected, and not just the ID, you know, like the how long they are pregnant, you know, the injuries and how fast it's healing, and who's coming, who's leaving, who's getting pregnant, who's not, like, you know, all of it. So what's
the gestation of a tiger shark? Because I know about great whites, because that's what I've studied.
I think it says 13 months. I think it's been known that every 2 years once they give birth, but here we have known at least one female. She have done like twice. She got pregnant in 2 years. So, so it's interesting. You know, somebody has to sit down and, you know, go through the database and, you know, analyze all these things.
And in terms of like conservation efforts, or like the types of issues that you get surrounding like sharks, and you said like some of them are injured and stuff, is that just through other marine animals, or is that through other human impacts,
like boat propellers?
So we actually, on this island, we don't have a direct threat from human to the sharks at all. It's never been done in the past, and it's not been done now. You know, there are like some kind of shark fishings about, like, let's say 100 years ago, 50, whatever. People, they were catching the sharks for the oil. They, you know, they take the liver out from the sharks and boil it and extract the oil to apply on the little boats to protect from termites and waterproofing and things. And it's been done in the past, and now there's no need, because we got all kind of, you know, stuff. Boats are fiberglass, so we don't need to do that. And then the other reason people kill sharks are like when there's no tuna fishing around the island. Some fishermen, they do catch sharks, not tigers, like different kind of, maybe a gray reef or oceanic white tip, something like that, to eat, not for commercial reasons. And I think there's no problem to that, because when there's a need, they catch it. Few fishermen, they catch a few tiger, not like sharks a year. So it's not a problem.
It's not
so
on a mass scale. It's just
we don't need to do any conservation around that. I think the biggest threat right now is probably in some years overcrowding, I would say, right? Like over tourism.
Yeah.
There will be a huge impact for marine life in general, not just sharks, right? And our conservation effort we do mainly is around, you know, educating people, you know, like, so in the future nothing like this happen, you know, like it's whatever fin trade or people start killing. So we educate the economical value of the sharks, in the island, so it will be protected forever. So there's a kind, and the other thing is plastic issue is a huge issue in the Maldives, and all this includes here as well. So our main goal through our non-profit is address that issue. Like we produce about 2.4 million bottles of plastic bottles a year.
Is that just in the Maldives?
No, just on this island.
On that island.
Just on this island, yeah.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it's a problem global scale, but yeah, that's that's a lot of plastic.
Yeah, and with tourism and more development, it's gonna get even more and more. So we trying to address it by donating these little filter systems to every house on the island, so they don't buy the plastic bottles. So we have already donated 30, and we're trying to fundraise again for the second round to, we need something like 1,600 of them. So it's a process, and people started even buying for themselves more and more now, because we've been talking about it and we've been explaining, it's more cheaper for people to have a filter system in the house than buying the plastic bottles. So it's getting there.
I've just installed one in my house, and it's I love it.
Yeah.
It's like less space and cheaper.
Yeah.
Less plastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Less plastic.
All round easier having installed. So in terms of like let's kind of go back into like conservation. Do you do like chumming and stuff like that, or is that something that you don't need because there's just so many tiger sharks?
We do chum the water, but I think it's a very special case on this island, because I know for the world, rest of the world, about tiger sharks on the island, we just started knowing for like last 4 or 5 years, right? But it's been around for years and years, since the beginning, maybe 1,000, I don't know. I have seen that when I was a kid swimming. My parents, grandparents, great-grandpa, everybody have seen that around the island. And what for example, my great-grandfather said to me is, when they go fishing, what they do is, like they catch the tuna, they clean the tuna, and they throw it overboard. Then the sharks are waiting around the boats, for this leftover tuna waste to eat from them, to feed from it. And even when they're catching the tunas, like the tigers especially, they were attacking the tunas they were catching. And then around 2003, 2004, the harbor was built, and with that there was a fish market as well. So all these fish waste that was going in the sea anyway stopped going in, because people started coming inside the harbor and fish market. So from the fish market, they clean the tunas and they start dumping it in the harbor. And of course, the sharks could figure out.
Yeah, they're coming to the harbor.
Yeah, and then they started coming inside the harbor. And then when the very first people who started shark diving, they started collecting the tuna waste from the fish market, started dumping in one special area, and that's where we are diving now. And before we go diving, we throw some tuna heads, and yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's like chumming, where you're like chumming blood and things like that. It's like the fish market head, like a bony head. And so we just see this head coming down, and what we actually notice is the all the other fish, like you see the giant trevallies, you see like all the, like there's huge parrotfish and everything, and anything will just come And pretty much, like, I think by the time the tigers come, it's
Yeah.
already, there's nothing left.
left.
It's like, you know, when you go to a buffet at the end, you're the last one, you come late and the buffet is gone. And I just feel when the tigers come, like,
Yeah.
it's like, where's the fish?
Where's the fish?
Yeah, so that's how it is. If it is chumming, then you know, like chumming. But I think it's more like how that's natural for the tigers around this island, because that's what it's been done for hundreds of years. You
So
know?
it's they're used to, it's kind of now in that part of their ecosystem almost.
Yeah. And I think it makes also sense, you know, because we're taking out something from ecosystem and to put it back in there. I think that's the circle, right? So, you know, some people probably would disagree with that because of human interaction with that. But on this island, we don't manipulate them. It's just, I mean, I grew up swimming with them.
Oh, don't. Do you know how I feel? I'm sat here in Dubai in my, you know, and I just want to be in the ocean having your experience. You are so lucky. You're so lucky. It's okay. I'm off to Egypt too.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I had a text message from a friend for a story I posted. He made a weird comment.
So in terms of for our listeners, how do they find out about you guys? How can they book a 10-day holiday with you?
Oh,
You can book through her, or you can
through Kathleen,
you know, we are
everyone,
very
listeners.
much on social media. Just, you know, go to our Pelagic Divers Formula Instagram, send us a message, go to our website, send an email. That's it. So basically, we are operating like a travel agency. So the only thing you have to book is your international flight.
Yeah.
And you book a package with us, and we take care of all the domestic logistics with like transfer from Mali, the domestic flight, the hotel, food, airport pickup, from hotel to the dive center for the dive trips and coming back, everything, entertainment, everything we take
Sounds
care. So only thing you have to do.
yeah.
I'm
Very
coming
easy.
now.
Just bring your dive computer
Yeah.
and your GoPro and camera. You don't need anything else. Oh, and passport, of course.
And
Yeah.
passport. I'm leaving now. I'll see you in about 4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms
You
of
sold it, Inah.
so in terms of when you go diving, and we're going to be asking this to all of our guests, apart from your typical dive equipment, what are the 3 accessories that you bring on your dive?
To bring on my dive?
Yeah, like or on the boat.
Your water bottle.
Good
I
one.
think
No plastics.
No plastics.
Yeah.
on this island, I think it's very important to have your SMB, because a lot of time we have strong current, and you need to know how to use SMB and carry one. Yeah, like that's pretty much apart from your basic dive equipment, you know, you don't need anything special.
Like no need for like shark repellent or shark sticks or all these kind. Yeah.
You want them to come close to
they
you,
do this all
Kathleen.
hands-on. Huh?
I said, you want them to come close to you. You don't want to repel them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, they will come close to you.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Very close.
They seem super friendly.
Yeah. We train them well.
Yeah.
They listen.
Yeah, I think that's what he thinks.
It's amazing.
But right now, currently, there's a few. I don't know how many. Maybe I can say, but there's a few pregnant, like heavily pregnant females, that we're seeing on the dive. So that's really incredible to see this. And because in February they weren't pregnant.
Wow.
They probably they were pregnant.
or
They
they're
just
like early gestation
Yeah.
period or so. Yeah.
When
Yeah,
is their
seriously.
when is their mating season?
We don't know, to be honest. Like it's hard to say because we have never seen them mating. We only see the bite marks on their body. And
Right.
some period we get a lot of male tigers hanging in the harbor, and that's when we think they are mating. But it's very random. Like you will see a couple of males hanging around and bite marks everywhere on the females, and then they come back within few months. So we do
Elaine,
have this.
I know you have something to say there.
I'm not saying anything. I'm keeping it completely quiet. It's PG rated, right?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So there's no
Yeah.
particular season as yet, as such, that you can define when is. So the great whites, it's September in South Africa. That's when the waters are pretty good for them, and that's their mating time, September down there. But obviously
I
these
think
tigers are a bit fruitless.
Here, the thing is very new, right? In South Africa and Guadeloupe Island, there's so many science and data available, so you can. And here, like, it's very fresh and new. So we're trying to, like I have, for example, scientist joining our team in October, and so he's gonna probably analyze a lot of these data that we have, and probably we'll find these things. And, yeah,
we should
exciting stuff.
Arrange a talk then in next year and see what the
the results are. Yeah,
results
you're
are.
going
So
to
we'll publish it though. We'll publish it. We can have a talk with him and to share the findings as well. Yeah, like a kind of
Amazing.
summary. Yeah.
I think what you mean is you want to come here and do a live podcast as a
Yes.
follow-up.
Yes,
And
that's exactly what we mean.
well. Take it from not just the horse's mouth, but the actual,
Yeah.
experience.
All right,
Kathleen,
awesome.
you're coming from my heart.
I just want to say thank you so much for your time. It's been super interesting just to hear all about it and make us super jealous.
Very.
Yeah.
It's lovely to
you
meet
can
you,
just
Inah.
come, right?
Yeah.
Nice meeting you guys, and
Lovely meeting
hopefully
you.
your
Hopefully I'll
podcast.
see you soon.
Yeah.
Okay.